Hi, I'm Jacob from LSCS. In this video series, I will be teaching you how to make games in SFML, a library that allows you to make interactive interfaces for games and other applications. To start, let's download SFML. Head to their website by typing SFML in the Google search bar. Click on the first link and you'll be greeted with the SFML webpage. Click on Download and download the latest version of SFML. Make sure that the specs of the current version match that of your computer. For this video, I'll be downloading the 32-bit version of SFML. Let's head to the folder where we've downloaded SFML. Then, let's open a new file explorer to access our C drive. The C drive is where we're going to be installing our SFML contents. We're installing it in the C drive so we can access it time and time again for future projects. Let's install our SFML by dragging it into the C drive folder. In this part, we'll be setting up Visual Studio so that we will be able to use SFML libraries. I'm going to start by creating a new folder for our Visual Studio project. I'm going to open Visual Studio and create a new project. Create an empty project and make sure the language chosen is C++. I'm going to click Next and set the project name to SFML Tutorial. I'm going to browse to my newly created folder and store the project there. Let's set up our project. Right-click on Source Files and add a new item. Select C++ file and name it main.cpp. Click Add. Alright, so here comes the tricky part. We'll be linking the SFML library to Visual Studio. To do that, we need to get the directory URLs of our SFML files. Let's access our SFML folder again from the C drive. Open the contents and have it ready for copy-pasting. Head back to your Visual Studio and click on Project, then click on Project Properties. Set the configuration to All Configurations. Click on C/C++ and click on Additional Include Directories. Let's paste the location of our SFML include directory from our C drive. Now let's head to the Linker tab. Click on General and click on Additional Library Directories. Similar to what we did, head to the folder called Lib and copy the directory. Be sure to click Apply to save your changes. Next, click on Input and head to Additional Dependencies. Here you will type the dependencies that will be used by SFML. For our tutorial, we will be using sfml-graphics.lib, sfml-window.lib, sfml-system.lib, and sfml-audio.lib. From the name itself, I'm pretty sure you can guess what these dependencies are used for. Remember to put a semicolon at the end of each dependency. Next, head to Debug and add a -d in the end of each dependency. This is to signify that we'll be using the provided SFML debug dependency for our debug configuration. Next, let's copy-paste the contents of the bin folder to our project directory. These are the dependencies that we've just defined in our Visual Studio IDE. We will be dynamically linking these dependencies to our program so that we can change them later on whenever we need. If we're gonna make a lone executable without the need of these dependencies, we're gonna have to statically link them to the release build of our project. We'll save that to a later video when we're done with our development. Lastly, let's check if our SFML setup is all good and working. To do this, we're gonna use a code snippet provided by the SFML website on our project. Click on Tutorials, Visual Studio, and scroll all the way down to the code snippet. Let's copy-paste this code into our project. Hit F5 to run the project. If If a window with a green ball appears, then you have successfully completed your SFML setup.